I was actually I was listening to the last episode with mom randomly. We were driving to a yard sale because that's what I do with my time. Um, and we were listening to our episode, and Mike talked about how sexy the song was, and I just felt uncomfortable next to mom. I was just like, "Oh
Did I
god."
say sexy or
Yeah, you're like, "That song's so sexy," and I was like, "Oh god."
I want the world to hear that whole song.
No,
Okay.
That's
let's not play the whole song, like,
the whole song.
maybe at
Let's
the end of an episode so people could just shut it off. You can
Joe,
just let it play.
give me like the first 30 seconds, please.
Not 30 seconds, that's too long.
All right, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. You're
Oh,
right,
that's
2
better.
minutes.
That's better.
2 minutes.
Are you
No,
actually playing something?
no, I'm not gonna play it. I don't wanna play it. Not yet.
He's
You
the
know what we'll do?
producer, he gets to say.
I can put the MP3 on the website, and if people wanna go there, they can go to wickedgoodpulse.com, and then they can check it out. I'll post it, so they can at least hear the full
If that
witness
gets more
pull.
downloads than our episodes, like, that's gonna
Mhm.
be bad.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit embarrassing. A little
This
bit,
What's up,
just a
feels
tad.
boys?
wrong though. This feels wrong.
What feels wrong, Mike?
We're not gonna play this amazing song for people. We have a song that I feel like should be just it's our theme song now. It represents
No, it's not.
everything we're about. It
No,
it
it's not.
It's
does
the
and
out
it is, and we need to hear it. Can you just play the first? Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Just give it like there's something about what about this do I like so much? Makes me feel like we're starring in an 80s movie,
I was
Mhm.
gonna say, it feels
Right.
like Stranger Things.
but cool. Like Stranger Things is scary. This is like Stranger Things cool. But you're right.
Stranger
there's
Things
that-
meets Top Gun.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Got a crumpled ticket in my
And then
back
I think
pocket.
because
Last calls blaring, the jukebox
cards,
is locked
The
in.
audio's
Hard
getting
to
weird
decide
for me, guys. I don't know.
I've had enough, but
What
I'm
do you mean,
chasing the one that's
It's getting, like,
gonna
choppy.
lift my rub. Clock
well,
strikes
you're
12,
a
the
choppy
crowd
person.
starts to
I'm a
sway.
wavelength issue guy.
But my mind gonna
Always had
make
wavelength
my
problems.
play. No regrets, just a reckless streak. Tonight's the night I'm gonna
This is
take
like-
the beat.
Is this the episode?
Let's go
Got
to
the room spinning, got the floor at my feet. No rules, no plans, just a wild, wild streak. It's the wickedest pull
No rules, no plans.
of the week.
All right.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. Thank
Oh,
you.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
I know that it wasn't my authority to make that happen because you are the producer, and I do respect that. So I am grateful that you know, allowed that to occur.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
it's
what
fun.
are
I
we
mean,
actually talking about today other than this theme song?
all right,
Um,
I got 2 things.
Yeah, I
Whoa,
don't have
all right.
much topics, so I'm open to whatever you guys got. So, Joe, what are your 2?
Okay, the first thing I wanna talk about is, what was our takeaway from last week?
As
Waiting
far as like the
for
most
the
recent
podcast?
episode, is that
Mhm.
what you're saying?
Yeah, last week's recording. What was our takeaway? Do you remember?
That I'm unreliable? Is that what we're saying?
No, that was
No.
2 weeks ago, but we've known that for years.
No. We don't
What?
talk about guests unless they're on.
We did a whole
We-
episode
we-
about someone who didn't join us.
Yes.
So
We don't
So,
talk about guests until they're here and present and accounted for, because I don't want that to happen again, and I think we just need to set a rule right now
so
that we
when
won't
you
talk.
listened back and edited the last episode, was it just brutal?
I when we started this, I was like, "You know what? I wanna keep in our flaws. You know, our mistakes are just as valuable as our good times." And this was a tough one. I'm like,
This was
"Do I
not a good
cut
mistake.
this? Do I cut this?" And I didn't. I left it in because
So
there was so much good content in the in between that I couldn't cut it out. Like, you guys said some pretty funny things. So I left it all in, and it is what it is. And, you know, and we
The good
So
news is
we have a whole podcast episode of us waiting for a guest that never arrives. Correct?
It's
Got it.
basically the episode. That was
wait,
episode
but hold on,
21 in a nutshell.
hold on.
Yeah,
The good news is though, if people got to this episode, they got through and stayed with us. The
correct.
last episode that was terrible. So
Yeah.
that's
No,
great.
so
That's
in
amazing.
the episode's defense, the episode as a whole is not terrible. It's good. It has content. I played it for Deb when I was editing it, and she was laughing a lot. Like, so it has funny
Okay.
moments. It does. Because I think you guys, you did well as you waited, and
We
it
do
just
fill
didn't
space.
happen. So it's I think I just want to bring it up. The takeaway here is we don't talk about guests until they're here and present for and accounted for. Sound good? All right.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay.
We
That's
we
all.
grow
That's
and
all.
we learn and
I
we move
produce.
I
forward.
I'm
already want to
producing.
talk about next week's guest. Never mind. I'm going to resist.
Yeah.
But all right. What's the second thing?
Okay. So the second thing is in the world outside, people in my life know I do this podcast, and they ask me questions about cards a lot. And I'm
Okay.
like, hey, I'm the guy that doesn't know stuff about cards.
Yep.
So one of the questions that had come up was somebody had a person in their life that just started collecting cards, and they were like, how do they organize them? And I was like, you know what? I'll actually save this point. This might be a good talking point, and I think you guys talk deep about you're deep into it. So you talk about organization, and you talk about selling. And I don't think this person is intending on selling yet. They don't really know what they're doing. But let's just say, for an example, like someone's on their path to collect like their first 100 cards.
Mhm.
What do they do? How do they organize them? How do they protect them? I think this would be a good opportunity to kind of like take a step back and go into the roots of it. So we attack people that might be interested in actually starting to collect. What the heck do I do? And to be honest, I have some cards that I've opened, and granted, they've been basically like tools for the show. So it's I don't really look at it as a collection, but they're sitting upstairs in a basket, and I don't know what to do with them either. So like
Mhm.
I've got no like what is the method? Like how should they be organized? Like do you do it by player? Do you do it by team? And just keep in mind, just someone who's just starting out, what advice would you pass along? That's my talking point. Go.
Okay. Wow.
Mm.
That's this is an exciting topic. I'm not gonna lie. Like I am thrilled to talk
Yeah.
about card
I felt like a
organization.
little tingle, like I felt
I
excited.
know. And
Yeah.
I'm not even being sarcastic. Like
Oh, I know.
I'm really excited about this.
Because I've thought about this a lot, right? And I'm
Yeah.
sure
Really?
you have too, Matt. Yeah. So Matt, do you want to share your thoughts first and then
Well, the context of it being the first 100 cards makes it interesting. So like number one is
matters?
what supplies do you need? I think you need 3 things if you're gonna save and collect cards. If you're gonna rip a pack just to see it and give it away or not care, that's fine. Just don't mistreat it, please. But overall, you need 3 things. You need penny sleeves, you need
1,
top loaders,
2.
and you need some sort of box to store it in. I would suggest a 4-row box so you can grow your collection.
Okay, so all of these products.
I was thinking 3 rows. Okay, let's dig into what's each row.
Wow.
Yeah, I was
So
thinking 3. So yeah,
in
go.
my head, I went with each row represents a different sport, not knowing if you have a 4th sport or like an other. You're a Pokemon person, you're a Disney person, like so each row represents a different sport, and that's how I'd start off my organization with a small collection.
Mike, what about you?
Okay. All right. So I'm on the same page as Matt up until let's say like 3/4 of the way. So I would definitely get penny sleeves and top loaders, and I would definitely get a box. But I was thinking a 3-row box because I made some assumptions that maybe I should verify whether or not they're true. Is there a particular sport that this person is digging into, or is it multiple sports?
As of right now, I think it's been baseball.
Okay. So what I would be doing, is I would be buying a box, a 3-row box per sport. So if I'm only into baseball right now, I would just get one box of 3 rows. And my thought is 1 row is for top loaders, 1 row is for penny sleeves. So maybe just the cards you like, not super valuable, but just you throw them in the penny sleeves because you like them and you want to keep good care of them. And then the third row is for just like the base level cards that you're not even going to penny sleeve, and you just kind of sort them in that way. And the thought process is, if you start to build up your top loaders, right, you start to get more and more baseball cards that you like, you can eventually kind of open up space and remove those non-penny sleeved cards. And that would be your baseball box. And if you started to dig into basketball, I would do it that way, and so on and so forth per sport. And then eventually, though, once you got past that 100, if you dug in, I feel like Matt's current system of how he like it all depends on your goals, like if you're going to sell or not.
But even
But
just going
then you
through
can
and seeing them, I think is you don't need to be someone who sells to organize them well because what's the point of them is to, like, enjoy them,
well,
hold them,
so
Yeah,
my
look at them.
no,
yeah.
I don't know.
fair, but my point is, you sort them in a way that's optimized for selling. So, like, but if somebody says, "Hey, I need some Sean Kemps," know where your Sean Kemps are, but you also might have things grouped by the kind of card that they are. Because if they're looking for all the, let's say, the slam cards, you might have those all nearby. So, like that, you're doing, yeah, you like it, and it's your collection, but it's also so that you can quickly get what you need if it comes up in a stream. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. That was kind of what I assumed, Matt.
Yeah, no, I mean, I sort by team just for me, I think. It wasn't to sell in the stream. I think when I started breaking out by individual player was that I knew I needed a lot of that player when I was selling. So I would probably break baseball down by team and have little note cards set in the box to separate the team. The other thing I think they'll realize as they collect is what is their PC? What is their personal collection? Like, what do they love? And those I would display somewhere. So, like, my kids, like, early on in this, I made them a shelf, each of them, and I put starting 5, like, on the front of the shelf engraved in wood. It was just a very simple wooden shelf that we put in their bedrooms, and then Leo basically ended up getting 5 graded cards of the 5 players he would start if he ever had to make an all-time team. So those are, like, in his room, they're a display thing, and Ryan did the same thing with starting pitchers because he his favorite sport's baseball. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, when you get some really nice cards or some cards you really love, like my Drew Bledsoe 1 of 1, like, you wanna display it and show it off. So I don't think you just want a box at some point. You wanna be able to, like, appreciate and enjoy the cards that you get, because if they're just tucked away forever, like, what is the point?
Yep.
Um,
Mm.
so for a new collector, once they know what those are, I would figure out a way to display them.
And can I ask you, how did you, engrave? What did you do it?
Uh, I mean, I work at a school, we have a, like, laser engraver, and so I
Ah,
had it done, like,
gotcha.
my shop teacher did it for me and put Leo's starting 5 and Ryan's starting 5 on the front.
Okay. Okay. Hey, what I remember
Interesting.
in the 5th grade, I used to have one of those big 3-ring binders with all the like, you could
Yeah.
fit 9 cards per page. Are those still a thing, or is it all, like, top loaders now in boxes?
No, there's binders. I mean, and people, especially like where I go to yard sales today, I'm going to try to buy some people's old binders, but those still exist. And I think if you're buying low end cards, like those can still be good to have. I would say though, they don't, they create a little damage on the cards. So they
Yeah,
now sell binders that you can put top loaded cards into.
Yeah.
So if
Ooh,
you're a
that's the way
binder
to go.
person, if you're a binder person, I would probably do it that way so you can, like, keep the card in good condition, but
that's some good advice right there. Yeah. Alright. Um, so, forget what I was gonna say. I had something. It was, like, right there,
I
and
don't
I
know.
completely lost it.
Well, I
I
feel
I
like you're carrying the show. This is
I'm
great.
sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, no,
Yeah.
I was just 'cause you know what it is?
Here we go.
Can you guys send me the, like, can you get this stuff on Amazon, I assume, right? Like, where do you buy it from?
Yeah, so it honestly, Amazon or Temu at times, like, Temu might be one of the cheapest ways to get some of this stuff, but it
You're
also
just gonna get
takes
spied
a
on. That's
weirdly
the only
long time. You get spied on,
issue. You
and
just,
it
you know,
takes a weirdly long time to get to you, so
yeah.
Amazon tends to be my go-to, but yeah, you want us to give you some links?
Yeah, give me some links. I'll put them on wickedgoodpulls.com and people can check it out if they're interested and we'll call it like a starter kit and we'll just put some links up for people that are interested in
Joe,
starting.
I
Yes.
like this segment, the idea that you bring us questions from other people. Could we call it though, like digging in the holes or questioning from the holes or because you're Joey Holes.
Yeah, I get
So
it.
like, you know
Do
what I
we
mean?
have I mean, every how
I
come
don't feel
everything has to
comfortable
turn
with
into
digging
a
into
segment?
holes. I do
No,
not
like
like that.
it's like digging into what's on Joe's mind. And so we dig in the holes.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I think this could just be a one-off, huh? Maybe?
Okay.
Maybe it could
That's
just be
Not
a
fine.
one-off
everything has
and
to be a
yeah,
segment, Matt.
right,
I
you
know.
know? It's fine. I mean, I think we can just say, "Hey,
Digging into
I
holes.
got this question, and
My
and
gosh.
I couldn't answer it." Jeez.
Okay. Fair enough.
I had one of the best streams that I've had in a long time. Can I quickly recap that? Or Joe,
Yeah.
did you
No,
have
please do.
more that you
No, no,
wanted
no,
to?
no, that's it. You answered my question. Thank you. I appreciate that. The world appreciates it. Thank you. Go ahead, Mike.
We
So I'm
dug in those
particularly
holes.
we dug into the holes and now we're filling in the holes and we're moving on. Yeah,
Yep.
no
Mhm.
more holes. Joe's
No more
good.
holes, Joey.
Um, okay, so I had my most recent stream was not the most successful in terms of the total amount that I profited or took in. Um, but I would say it was the most successful stream that I had because it was a combination of it was extremely profitable, but it also got me 140 followers. So in one stream, I got 140 new followers. I
Booyah.
had I had an average of roughly a participation number of like 30, plus or minus 2 or 3, and that pretty much I like kind of lived in that territory right up until the very
That's
end.
awesome.
Um and it was only like maybe a couple minutes over an hour of a show. So part of the reason why it was so great is it was quick, it was very engaging. I had a lot of good commentary in the chat that was just kind of happening separate from what I was doing. They were talking with one another, so that was kind of keeping my participation rate high, I think, as far as the algo goes. And then it was from a packaging standpoint, it was the easy. I mean, I think I finished packaging. I think it was maybe 29 or 30 total buyers that bought, various amounts. And I would say I finished packaging all of that in 20 minutes because it was all just like a few cards per person. And this was all, I forget if I mentioned it in a previous episode, but it was a theme based show where it was still Jordan, Kobe's, AIs, but it also incorporated Duncan's, Garnett's, Tracy McGrady's, Vince Carter's, because it was the first like 40 cards were all metal cards. So they were
Oh,
all,
right.
yeah. So I had metal versions of all those players on the back wall. And I just went through the back wall and it was great. Every one of those cards sold. Every one of those cards was profitable, with the only exception being some of my Jordans and Kobe's. I'd say they were more break even. So I'd say like the profitability was more on the other players, and the high level Kobe's and Jordans, I'd say were break even. And that's kind of, I think, what like kept people interested in. But the profit came out of those Garnetts, those Duncans, the Shaquille O'Neals, those types of cards where, like Allen Iverson was huge on that show for like, I think I had a couple of the Fresh Foundation rookie medals for Allen Iverson's.
Those
And
are nice though. I love
yeah, and
those.
it was great. It was like, it was a good balance of, it was still the players I love. So I didn't have to go outside of my comfort zone in terms of the players that I appreciated as a kid and now appreciate as an adult. But because it was the metal card and it was advertised that way, I think it drew in a lot more people because you don't see that every day, like medals only, basically. But yeah, so it was a great show. Joe, questions, thoughts, comments?
Did you pay anything for advertising on the show?
Great question. I did a $15 bid on the boost function.
Oh,
So, which is, and Matt, maybe you can speak to this a little bit better than I can, but my understanding is the boost function gives you up to 15 minutes of just like people being driven to your stream, and you're bidding against other people. So I put in a $15 bid, and I think anybody else during that time who puts in a bid, I'm competing with. So for the hour that I'm running my show, I can theoretically get up to 15 minutes of a boost as long as my bid is higher than other sellers. I think it's that. I noticed it 3 or 4 times throughout the show. So it wasn't like one chunk of time. What happens is when their name pops in, there's a little yellow label that says boost next to it. So that's how I know they came in via that function. And I'd say like the first 5 minutes of the show, I probably got 10 people like quote boosted in. And then maybe like 10 minutes later, I got another 2 or 3 people with boost on there. So I don't fully understand the mechanics behind it, but I will say I think it really helped kind of keep the number of participation above 25 and more towards the 30.
I have
Yeah.
another question.
Go.
Milkshake, Givvies. Did you do Givvies? Metal Givvies?
Wait, why did you just say milkshake?
Yeah, milkshake.
'Cause
I was
that's
confused.
Oh, because it
Oh,
brings all
you're
the
a
boys to the yard?
Oh,
Is that
correct.
right?
yeah, the milkshake.
Is that how you got the followers?
You
Like,
referenced, yes. So I kept the Givey going the whole time. I had metal Giveys. I had non-metal Giveys. I should just add that after the metals, I had a whole other collection of Kobe's and Jordans that were non-metal. But I basically said to people, like, I'm out of metals, but I'll keep going. And I did that for maybe 15, 20 minutes.
wow. And you got 140 followers from that one?
140 followers.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
See,
pretty
I'm
good.
having a totally different, like, experience these days, and it might be
Uh-oh.
because I've been inconsistent with my streaming. I feel like my kids' sports schedules have kept me kind of, like, on the go, so I haven't been streaming as much, but my shows are doing okay. Some of my niche shows, I'm not crushing it, um, but, like, the actual followers that come out of it, I feel like I'm only adding like 20 or 30. Maybe my giveaways aren't good enough. Um, but in general, I don't know. I just feel like I'm hitting a little bit of a summer lull. And there's not as many people on. My shows are only around 20. Maybe it gets up at one point to 30 if they're good, but I'm having a slightly different kind of feeling of my shows.
Are you boosting at all?
I'm not.
Like,
That could be part of it.
yeah, maybe you got a
I
boost.
haven't
Maybe
been
that's the
paying for
problem.
promotions. I felt like I was past that, but maybe I'm not.
Huh.
Um, I have a slam show today, and I totally agree with Mike that, like, the big card that you buy like, I have a Kobe Bryant slam card that's going today. It's probably, I don't know, $70, $80 card that I might even lose on. Like, I paid, I think it was $52 for it. So I'm hoping to get at least to 60 to make a couple bucks. But the profit is in all the other ones, I feel like. Like, if that one breaks even, that keeps people in, um, but the other cards are where I think you make your money, you paid 3 or $4, you sell it for 6 or 7, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I look at, even Givvies, like, you could kind of estimate the fact that, all right, if I'm gonna pay for a boost or pay for advertising, that the value of the Givvy themselves is almost like, hey, you could advertise I'm doing these types of givvies, knowing that it's kind of gonna be wrapped into your like advertising budget. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
you're just sacrificing it, and it's look at it more like you're paying for advertising rather than looking at it like I'm sacrificing the card. Um, but I don't know. Yeah, it's do
I
you
just assume the weather's nicer and less people are online. I
Maybe.
don't
I
know.
mean, that could be it. You think this is like fall and winter? Like
No,
you
I
get the
think
most?
seasonally, I do think, like, because 'cause I've kind of, gone down a YouTube rabbit hole to see if other people are experiencing this, and there's a lot of, like, feedback and input saying, like, as the weather gets nicer, my streams drop a little bit. So, there's a different podcast I listen to, and they talk about the summer months being their toughest.
Does Whatnot put any like users online status anywhere? Like overall,
N
like how many people are on the site?
Yeah, good point. I would assume they do. I don't know what that is, but,
Hmm.
um, I'm sure. I mean, they like to sell it as, like, a thriving marketplace, so to get people to come in and sell, so I think they have some data for that.
Yeah. Do you want to talk at all about the disaster of a show that we had the stream we had the other night with the
Yeah.
non-sports related Wicked Good Pulls takeover that
Yeah,
went
that
nowhere?
that was pretty much like 3 buyers that are, like, our buddies at this point, just felt bad for us and bought a few packs. We're talking, Mike, about the Wicked Good Pulls takeover show that went nowhere,
It
and
bombed.
honestly, I have so many weird packs now just sitting in my, like,
Yeah,
collection that we didn't sell, that
right.
I think I'll break them out, like, 1 or 2 a show just to be weird and add some fun to it, so
Some
I'll move
flavor.
them eventually, but, yeah, that didn't go well. I don't know if it was the
I
time of
think
day, if it
we
was
should
just
have advertised it more and boosted it or done something. Um, but we didn't. Hey, what can you do? You live and you learn. But I do have a question though. It was Snake Eyes who bought the Jordan Knight with
yeah,
the shirt up. What do you think he's
yep.
doing
Mm,
with that card? Do you think he taped it to his
I
wall?
sent it. I sent it to him. I even sent a note to him talking about how I feel like he needs to present these cards in a way that proves to his wife that he's as weird as we are.
Mhm.
Because he was mentioning that, like, our volume was on in the background and she was just shaking her head. And I think he needs to display these cards as if it's, you know,
Why don't you
they're
make
his
him one
favorite.
of those, engraved little, trophy case ones
I
and
sent him an engraved frame. Snake Eyes starting five.
yes, and
All right.
pre-write, like, under a spot, write,
Like
like, Jordan Knight and, like, make it so, like, he has to stick
Jordan Knight
specific
nipple
cards.
shirt,
Oh,
whatever it
yeah.
is.
Yep, yep, yep. I think that'd be
well,
great.
Yeah.
if he's not displaying it, that's a big problem. So
Do you
I don't care where he's displaying it. I don't care how he's displaying it. I just hope he's displaying it in some way.
Yeah, so, Mike, your advice would be scotch tape and right next to your window trim, is that it?
Yep.
Yep,
Yep.
yeah, that's how to
do you
do it.
know how if you hit a certain number of followers in YouTube, you get like a some
Black.
sort of, like,
Yeah.
plaque or some sort, which
What?
Yeah.
we'll never get. Yeah, like,
A
if you
plaque?
get
If you
something
get
from YouTube, they, like,
100,000
celebrate.
followers or
Yeah.
you get silver plaque. If you get like a million, it's a gold or something. Yeah, I'm saying it wrong, but yeah,
Are
I
these
know
things
exactly
worth
what you're
money?
talking about.
These plaques?
No, they're like
I don't
a
know.
lot of times you'll see them in the background of the people streaming or, whatever, like putting the video out
Yeah,
there
like, they've
because
made it.
it's right.
They
Honestly, it
made it
is a sign that
themselves?
they're making money off of YouTube.
No,
Wait, do
they
they
get it YouTube sends it to them. It's just like a thing
What's
that YouTube
happening right
does.
now, Joe? How is
I
this
Yeah.
wa
so hard? They
I don't
send you a
know.
plaque for certain tiers of subscribers. It's that they're happy that you're bringing in so many people. That's all.
So my point though is with some of my buyers, whether it's Snake Eyes or D Lava, I should think about and only think because the idea of actually shipping this would be ridiculous, but some sort of engraved frame or like a shelf, like they're a Coach Hoops uh,
Oh my
follower,
gosh. That is
something like that.
genius. An
Something just
actual plaque of like you're one of my favorite buyers,
yeah,
basically.
Ooh.
Like
yeah,
you're just like for your overall presence and engagement in my stream, you
and
get a
like a
Mhm.
plaque.
picture of my face or something, just like
Oh my
something
god, like a
weird.
negative cutout? Oh, oh.
A negative cutout? Why would we do
Yeah,
that?
like you c ugh, whatever, it's a yeah,
I don't
never mind.
understand the artistic
I
perspective there.
Alright,
love that idea. I
yeah.
actually think we should do a wicked good pulls, like whatnots award, like some sort of award that we send. Because the thing is, we get their addresses when we go to sell, so we could just ship
Which
it
is creepy,
separately.
which is creepy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I mean, we all do it. Like people, people get my address when I buy from them. I don't care, whatever. Um, but I think that's a great idea. If they got like the Wicked Good Pulls Coach Hoops Award, the Wicked Good
Mhm.
Pulls Retro Ripping Award, the Wicked Good Pulls like MVP, like we just start having different
Yeah.
labels.
Oh my
Just
Oh
god,
the
my
this is
Joey
great.
holes.
The Joey
I
Holes
just want a
Award, ooh.
weird I think that we should just take a weird photo of our faces. Like maybe this shot that we record on and we send that to them. Somehow I don't know, a nice
I
framed
think we can be a
photo.
little bit more artistic. I think having our faces on there as a joke would be funny, but I think it should be done very, very tastefully and artistically. I feel like Joe can
Ooh.
leverage AI to make it a cool
So, Joe, you
version
have a
of
new
it.
assignment.
Okay.
Add it to his
Imagine
list.
imagine, someone actually took the time to send it back and say, "Thanks, but no thanks."
They
They
pay
pay
for
for
shipping
shipping.
to,
I
like
paid
they
for
don't just throw
shipping
it
to
away.
send it back, like, "I don't want this in my house. You clearly bugged it. There's some kind of mechanism inside that's recording me. I don't want this here. Thank you, but
I
no
feel
thank
like
you."
most spouses would be like, it's like us, it's like me or them. Like, don't do this anymore. Like, get rid of
Mhm.
this or I'm out.
Like, it's not going on
Uh,
the mantle. No.
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 If it is, like, I'm leaving. Like,
Yeah.
that's what would happen.
Yeah. Yeah, so you
Can
can't
I
do this hobby and be married, is that true? Like, you can you
it
can only do
it's
one or the other?
it's challenging. It is
Yeah.
challenging.
Not, but this is why I want to interview Nux Metal and G-Man because they both
We're not
have.
allowed to talk about guests until we have
No,
them
you
on.
They're
Didn't
not.
you
no,
know
no, no,
No,
no,
I
that?
no,
can
you
talk
can't.
about
You
them.
misunderstood the
We're
rule.
not saying they're going to join us in a moment.
Correct. That's
Right.
that's the
Right.
ticket.
We're
Yeah,
not
yeah,
allowed to talk about
yeah.
people. No, so both of those people, what draws me to those people, there's many things I like about them, but one of the coolest things is there's it's part of the dynamic in their marriage. They do it together with their wives, and it'd be
Oh,
cool.
my card collecting is a dynamic in my marriage, but not a good one.
Yeah, not a
Oh,
positive
no.
one, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no. Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's a fascinating thing. I think it's rare though. I think most wives kind of look at their husbands who are into this being like, you need to like change the trash, like you need to you need to help out around the house. You
You
can't
gotta
just be on a
contribute.
stream. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
My wife is supportive and like overall, but when I just get like locked in the basement for too long, it's just like,
Mhm.
what are you doing with your life? Like that, I
Yeah.
get that sort of talk.
Her
I
support
have
has
questions
limits.
for you. I have questions for you, Matt, about what you're doing
Okay.
with your life as well,
All right.
but
All
like
right.
separately from cards, just more so in your I've been thinking a lot
Uh-oh.
about this isn't directly you because you're not the only one that deals with this, so this isn't to target you, but it's your experience that made me
Feels
think
kind of
about it.
targeted, but yeah, go ahead.
So I want to say this without being critical of you because who am I don't know what's right, but I think you're wrong in this case. But um you the idea, okay, so the way you manage your kids sports
Oh, here
Ooh.
we go.
feels
Oh, yeah.
feels no, and I want to actually, I think there's a lot of positives, so I am not trying to make this a negative thing. It's just something that I've been thinking about because there's a lot of people in your position as well. There's many times where if we're discussing anything about the upcoming weekend, whether it's related to the show or family events or whatever it is, the response is often, I won't know what my schedule is this weekend until Thursday.
Yeah.
So, okay, I believe you. I think that's true, and fine, got it. What's crazy to me is how, and this is where it's not about you, but what I've been like thinking about is this is because your kids play all sorts of sports. I think that's great, and they
It's
seem to
really
love
two
it.
sports, but yeah.
Okay, that makes it worse, but that's fine. So, um, I would
Uh,
say that there's they play a lot of club sports and whatever. So let's agree on a couple of things. The cost of sports for kids has gone up. There's a lot more
it's crazy.
private club opportunities, and as a result, there's just more parents paying higher prices for kids to play sports. In general, that is definitely not exclusively you. That's the kind of the norm everywhere you go.
Even town sports, high school sports, every cost has gone up, but club sports is
Everything's gone up.
outrageous.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so there's just a lot of kids who maybe aren't exceptional, but are playing club anyways. And fine, if they're having fun and their parents like it, great. I'm not going to knock
Well,
it.
it's not their parents, it's if the kids liked it, but yeah.
Right. But like, I'm just saying, like,
If they
if
can
the
manage the
parents,
cost. Yeah.
if they can manage the cost, if it's not too much, right, then it can't hurt, right? Sports is a good thing. The part that I don't fully understand is how we can say that the costs of sports go up, and yet as customers, because you are customers, you allow the norm to exist that is, we'll tell you Thursday when they're playing. You accept that. And
Yeah.
I just find like, listen, if you're paying all that you're paying, I want to know a month in advance what my commitments are. It's crazy that the norm is we'll charge people an immense amount and we won't even tell them what their weekend tournament schedule is until Thursday. So all these people who are making a fortune off of these kids playing sports, maybe that's not true because there's ranges, but there's a lot of people making a lot of money. I don't want to knock everybody because there are some
Yeah.
people who truly are not profiting too much and they're just creating great opportunities for kids. But within that whole spectrum of people, there are people making money. And the idea that they can't organize themselves enough to be able to say to you in advance, hey, your kid has games at this time, this time, this time on this weekend, and then
And the
same for the
location.
following
You
weekend.
often don't even know where you're going.
And every parent that's in your position, Matt, that I talk to agrees it's ridiculous, right? Because you're making sacrifices, you're giving things up. So, anyways, I'll stop. But it's crazy to me that the market, that is parents like you, have allowed this to exist and still pay for it, and you accept it, and there you go. So respond, because it's not a knock on you. It's just in general, it's a concern.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your concern. So I would totally agree with you for most of what you're saying. And as someone who's in it, and I also work in it. I'm one of the coaches in the program. That's why my name is Coach Hoops. So I would tell you that the club culture has totally changed over the last 20 years. And I'm fine with some of it. Like the idea that club is elite, that's not the case at all. There is a
Right.
club for everyone as long as you're willing to pay. There's a spot
Mhm.
for you somewhere as long as you're willing to pay. And our judgment relative to our kids is twofold. One, do they have fun working at it? And two, is the coaching, are they getting skill-based coaching within their practices? That's really it. So as long as they're having fun doing it, I would rather them not. We allow each of our kids to do one club. So Leo chooses basketball, Rye chooses baseball. I don't really know baseball. That's not really my industry. I'm a basketball coach. So I know that market a little bit more.
Mhm.
Um, but I would tell you, we don't allow them to do multiple clubs. Like each of them want to do the opposite sport, but they have to make a choice. Both the cost and the time, just you can't do both. Um, the idea of it being unknown, like that tournament format that creates a chaotic schedule is absurd. And it is something as a market I'm trying to correct. It's not the club provider. So no matter what team you're on, it's not the team that you're on, and that honestly, the most experience isn't even the club, it's based on the individual coach. So if the coach is good, they have a good experience. However, the schedule is determined by the tournament programs, and most of
Mhm.
this is now owned by a large company called Three Step, and they basically own these different companies, and they run all these tournaments, and it almost has you kinda stuck in this loop because those are they're mostly run the same, where you enter a tournament, you don't find out until Thursday. They have so many gyms rented that they don't know where you're going. There are better tournaments and bigger tournaments that are singular locations that are out of state, but I don't think you need more competition than what's in your state, especially on the boys' side. Like
Mhm.
my kids aren't playing in college; they're not Division One players. I don't think.
Ouch.
They could
Ouch.
Well,
be.
Right
but
away.
it's
Slam
not
down
for
Ryan and Leo. Go
but I
for it.
I would tell any parent listening, if they're doing it for a scholarship, stop it now.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. It's not the right. Right. I
take
gotcha.
all the money they're paying, put it in a bank account, and that's the scholarship.
Yeah. It's called a
So,
529. Yeah.
yeah, if they want a scholarship, do it for that. If they love the sport, they like to work at it, and they truly appreciate, like, skill-based coaching, then there's something for them there. Um, but in terms of when you get your schedule, it is a nightmare. You
Mhm.
pretty much get it Wednesday night, but it changes Thursday night. And
Right.
you don't even know when, you don't know where. Like ours is we're in like Eastern Massachusetts. We're like anywhere. I could be in Fitchburg, I could be on the Cape. Like I have no idea. And
Northborough.
Northborough,
Mm.
yeah.
Hmm.
Baseball's a little bit better because baseball doesn't base it in they're in a league. They're not in tournaments all the time. So the
Mhm.
league predetermines the schedule throughout the season, which is nice. So that's one thing I wish basketball would do. I wish like different AAU teams would get in a league so you could like forecast the schedule. And one of the
Right.
other things I'm trying to do is like, basically create a select league that kids try out for. So within one AAU program, instead of like fall AAU, I would love it where we just have all the same kids just join a 6 teams of 8 league, and they predetermine and know their schedule. They don't have to pay to get in. The crazy part is, guys, when you go to these tournaments, parents pay like $20 to $30 to get in. Then
Oh,
they have these officials
What?
that are burnt out because they'll do 10 games in a row. So the officials do 10 games or something. I mean, I might be exaggerating, but they're tired, they're burnt out, so they're not necessarily locked in on doing a good job officiating. And then you have like high school kids doing the table, and they're on their phones and they're running the clock because they just want the games to end. And yet you get these kids to get in. So the product that is like AAU basketball games, not the programs that run them themselves, but the tournaments, is really rough. They
mm.
it just there's not a lot out there that competes with it. So I think we all just settle.
You know what it needs? It needs
Jenny
dad.
holes.
No, it needs dad. Dad needs to
I
get
mean,
back into the game of running a league or a
tournaments.
tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Have a snack table out front, with M&Ms and Snickers and Gatorade picked up
And
from
But it all
McDonald's
BJ's.
takes time.
hamburgers that we that we sell.
10K. It it all takes time. I mean, I've thought about taking on tournaments or taking on leagues, but, like, I don't have more time than the time I put in just to coaching a team, and so, I don't know. I mean, I don't I know you lose a lot of people from AAU basketball, and I don't think that's the worst thing. I mean, I think a kid doesn't need AAU basketball or AAU baseball. I think they need to work at it routinely. And if they don't enjoy it, then don't do it, because if it's not fun, if that like skill building
Mhm.
approach isn't fun, then just do what is fun. Because like I talk to my kids about this all the time. Some of their favorite weekends are when we have nothing scheduled. So I'll
Right.
say, guys, like, why don't we just not play? And then it's like, you know, it's like you've threatened their lives if you try to take away that stuff. And we have the say, like we're in charge, and that's why we limit it to what we do. But um, it just seems like something they passionately love, like authentically them, not us, and that we're not under this misunderstanding that a scholarship's coming. Like it's not. It's just for the fun of the now.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I
Okay.
guess my question is, you know, sure they have fun, but they also there's plenty of opportunity to play without it going the club route. Just playing in town and doing all that. And I feel like that's very fun as well. And I guess my question is, why are people so I think you're in an ideal situation in that your kids truly love it. And therefore, like the thought of them not doing it would be hurtful to them. That would really make them sad. So I get that. And certainly you
Yep.
want to be supportive of your kids. 100% agree. I think the part that I don't fully understand is why people continue to step into this lane. So you're in it and getting out of it is a different thing. But there's a lot of people that have little kids that they're not in it yet, but they'll get into it. And it feels like those people are being tricked because like you're in a spot. It's almost like once you're in, it's hard to get out for the same reason, unless your kid really wants to stop playing. But ultimately, it creates customers that pay a lot of money for a low quality product, not the product in that. To your
The
point, Matt,
game product.
you could have a great coach, and that experience could be amazing for the kids. So I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying
I
it's
would tell people
why.
if they don't have a great coach, they should not be doing it. Because if you don't have a coach that can like help build skills
But
and
a
like
lot of people don't know that, Matt. You're into sports. You know what a good coach is, what a not so good coach is. There's a lot of parents that I think, again, when we talk about just the overall product that is club sports, they kind of think it's high quality because it's club. They can't look closer into, well, is this coach legit? Does this coach know how to motivate kids, how to teach kids? They don't necessarily know that. They only know, like, is their kid like liking it or not? But I
I
think they
I
assume
find your
quality.
coaches end up in 2 categories. and this is across all sports, and I see it as a high school administrator of kids who play club. I hear from them. The coaches are usually just out of college, young people trying to get a career going and love that sport, and they don't really know what they're doing because they're new to coaching. They might
Right.
have played, but they don't really know what they're doing as a coach or interacting with kids of that age. They
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
they don't understand how to teach, so they don't necessarily understand how to coach, or they're dads. And like a lot of dads in youth programs who they have a good player as a kid, they go around and get all the other good players and they join up in the local towns and
Yeah.
they create an AAU team. And that tends to be it. And so those coaches now, dads can be a range of things. They can be really good, basketball minds who have a good background, or they're as stereotypically bad as that sounds. Um, even the coaching, it feels pretty obvious. Like and again, a college kid could be a natural coach too. So I don't wanna pretend like there aren't good coaches who come out from the playing area, but, like, the coaching quality isn't great either, and I would tell most like, I joke with some of our people in town, like, especially in the youth program, they're not coaches, they're dads who volunteer or their moms who volunteer. They're not real coaches. And that doesn't mean they can't be good and have a positive effect, but there is a bias that occurs when your kid is involved. And like I've
Mhm.
coached for 20 years outside my kids, and it's still hard to separate the bias when you're coaching your kids. For me, it tends to be negative, like I'm wicked critical of them, which probably isn't great. Um, for others, it's like just this unlimited opportunity that they're giving to their kids that isn't realistic to what somebody else would give.
And I would assume that if you're paying this much money to get into a tournament, that this organization would have some kind of like training platform for their coaches. But I mean, there's not even a hint of that, right? Like they don't.
No,
You just come in
no,
and
no. Each
whoever.
program does its own thing. Like the program I'm in, the guy that runs ours is like a very good basketball mind and philosophically is like a good person who's in it for the right reasons. So that's
Right.
why I choose to be involved. But There's I mean, you right now, Joe, you could start an AAU team for $30 and just enter tournaments, and it has
Yeah.
no bearing. The tournaments and the clubs are 2 different things, unrelated, and you don't need any sort of experience. I mean, you gotta pass a Corey, which I don't know, Joe. No, but, you
What the heck?
I don't know.
What?
I
Wait,
was
why
making a
is this?
joke that I was
How
making
does
a
this?
joke that you might not pass a Corey, but you would,
I
you would.
got it. I
Yeah,
got it. I
yeah,
just
We are
yeah.
all actually, let's be clear, we all work for school districts. We have all passed our Corys.
Yeah,
So
like,
yes,
what
so
why would
there's
you
yes.
no
pinpoint
joke.
me and be like, "Hey, Corey, I don't think so."
Uh, I think that's all AAU requires is passing that Corey, and like a background check. But it doesn't have any indication of your actual ability as a coach, and there's no really training program. Now, the program I'm in, they bring in, especially because he's aware, he gets some younger coaches, so he does some training with them. He has meetings with them, and like I don't really attend those these days because of my experience coaching,
You
but with some
Bro,
of his because I'm a pro. But what do you
coach
say?
hoops.
I'm
Nothing.
coach
Sorry,
hoops.
I'm being
Yeah,
Coach
weird.
hoops.
Go
but
ahead.
I know he does a lot of work to try to bring his younger coaches up to speed.
Would you
And
guys be interested in, playing in a 3-on-3 league for older guys?
Wait, the 3 of us?
Yeah. You wanna do a 3-on-3
I
basketball league for, like,
where
I
over
is it?
have
40?
How
I
far
don't
is
know.
it from where I live? That's all that
I
matters to me.
I'm not even I
Is it
haven't even
in your
looked into it.
driveway, Joe? Are you starting a league?
I'm gonna tack up a hoop, and we're gonna start a league. No, no, would you I have no details. I'm just curious. Would you guys be interested in playing?
I
We're not the
mean,
tallest brothers, so we might
we
have a tough
might
time.
we might struggle size-wise. You have to play big, Joe.
Yep.
Um,
I would
I've been
play.
meaning to
It's all
get
about
back into
schedule.
playing since I've, dropped some weight and since I'm looking lean. I've been
Yeah.
meaning to, keep going and trying to play a little bit, but, the
Do you
time is
want
the
me
issue.
do you want me to look into it at least and
I love
find
the
something?
proposal of the idea. I'm not fully committed just yet.
Okay.
And I'd be more interested in a summer season, not a school year season, because I think my schedule gets a little jam packed. So
If
I
we're
can see
indoors
myself
and it's
saying,
air
sorry guys,
conditioned.
Wow, okay. I should be writing this down.
I don't mind
Jeez.
playing outside, but can
It
we
has to be
just
indoors
zoom
and
out?
air conditioned.
I'm sure we're running on
Yeah.
time.
Can I
Okay.
go to one
Um,
more topic for
but
cards?
Ooh.
well, I feel like you got a lot of airtime on your
Yeah, but it
response to
was
sports.
I mean, you can have
All
airtime,
right,
Mike. Go
fine,
ahead.
fine, fine, fine. No, but I wanted to zoom out even further and just say, and I know it's not card related, but it's a
W
very fascinating topic. But I actually think, in general, this rise of organized sports for kids, the net result is a negative. I don't think it's a positive in general for kids, because the idea of kids' schedules being so jam packed, that paired with like dependency and addiction to phones, we're creating little creatures that grow up into people that don't know how to fill time on their own. In other words, everything's so structured and managed. When they're parts of clubs, it's they have a practice, it's run by a coach, they go to a game, they're coached by a coach, versus just like going to the courts and playing pickup. Like that should be
But
happening more.
this
I'm
is
not
like
saying it
30
doesn't happen.
years too late for this conversation. I don't disagree with you, but we literally were the last generation to just go to the courts, and that was 30 years ago.
So, but the
So,
point is, like, you
it's
can't
not
say it's
new.
too late for the conversation. Conversations is what starts. Like this is you. If you talk about it, then there could be some action down the road somewhere. To say it's too late, okay, so
I
we just
sorry.
accept it as a
I'm not
problem, and then you
you're
don't
right.
even talk about it. That's
It's not
foolish.
that it's too late. It's that this is your old man, I walk uphill both ways thing. Every generation's got their thing.
I didn't walk uphill both ways. I don't know why you're referencing that. I did
Yeah, what
not.
planet does that happen?
I'm just saying that. So we're educators, we're the parents. That there we should be saying things. I think that it's kind of wild that is just it's the norm that kids have practices every night and they're 10 years old,
But
11 years
they
old.
don't have practice every night. That's not the schedule. It's twice a week.
The combination of their weekends and their sports. I'm not saying your kids specifically, but there are many families who have their kids consumed, but by signing up for so many things that their kids are consumed every single day or most of the days. And you even said it yourself, some of your kids' favorite weekends are the weekends they don't have anything. That's
No
like
question.
kind of sad to me in general. Again, not
But
specifically your
our
family, but
childhood was this way too because we did this with dad. Dad ran all these programs. We did AAU basketball. We did multiple sports in a season. That was similar. And by the way, if they're going to play in high school, they have to get used to playing 6 days a week for their season. Now, granted, it's for their local high school, but that's part of it too. So doing 2 days a week isn't the end of the world. I get your general premise. I just think, and I don't even completely disagree. I just think that it's a little bit overblown if they keep it in moderation. Like, kids have been scheduled for 30 years,
there's nothing moderate about what's happening. So yeah, if they
but you're
moderate, but
not
like,
doing it, so you don't know what's happening.
what do you mean I'm not doing it? My kid did club soccer.
Okay, you did
We've
1
done it.
season, right? But
Yeah,
you're
we
saying,
did it,
like
and we saw, and because we saw, like, and no disrespect to that club, but because we saw, man, this product is pretty expensive, and it doesn't seem to be, that valuable of an experience. It's not worth it, and so we saw that it wasn't worth it, and therefore we stopped doing it. What
and
I
I would
don't
tell
understand is
anyone, if they don't like the coaching they're getting, because that's the main thing if you're gonna pay, if you don't like the coaching, they shouldn't do it.
But
yeah,
Mike, you're
but
talking more it's like a bigger package, not just the coaching.
It's
It's the
everything.
whole thing.
It's
Yeah.
the kids now don't have the opportunity. It's not an uphill both ways kind of thing. I'm actually saying it that they have it harder. We're putting them in a bigger imposition by doing this. It's not we had it easier in that. Yes, we did club, but one, we were like a small club. We played like a few weekend tournaments, and it wasn't year round. Most of what we played was the high school season that we were in. And then, yes, we would do a club on the side, but it wasn't as significant as what a club sport is today for many kids. And
It
it's just,
so
it's too, so the
I haven't
combination,
left club basketball since then, Mike. So I played in it, I ran a program, and now I have kids in it. So I really over 30 years, I haven't left AAU basketball. And the actual
is actually
commitment
scary.
what's that?
That's scary to me, but go
I
ahead.
know, but it hasn't
You're part of
really
the problem.
changed because all different clubs offer different things. So, like, back in the day when dad ran that club, there was 6 tournaments a season. What I just did with my kids was 6 tournaments in this last season. It really hasn't changed. Practice was twice a week. Practice is still twice a week. The only difference is the people who run the tournaments, it's now no longer multiple groups where you get the schedule in advance, where you know where you're going. Now it's the weekend schedules of those 6 tournaments. They're now determined Thursday night by the same company pretty much everywhere in the country. So that's the only real difference.
That's
But
not
the
the
actual
only difference. That's not the only difference. That is a
to AAU
difference, but I would say
basketball, there's more options. You could go, you could travel the country, do things like that, but
so there's
it's
more
mostly
kids playing because there's more opportunity to play. There's more clubs, and I actually think that's where it's a problem. You have kids that are playing club that when we played, they probably wouldn't be playing because now there's more teams. And so now there's
it
more
used to be
kids.
more elite, yes, like
So
you
so
had to
so
try out.
as a result, now I like the idea of like any kid being able to play a sport that they're interested in, but that, in my opinion, that's what town is for. That's what, you can play a travel league, whatever. But
But who are
my
you to say that if the kid loves it and wants to work at
but
it and
but
gets good
but hang on.
instruction?
So my point is this. My point is there's now kids who are playing for multiple clubs because there's more clubs, right? So now, if let's say if you were a kid that played club basketball and that was your favorite sport, that's fine. That's what happened. But now there's like now that kid plays like multiple club sports. And so now this 6 week thing that you're saying that is the same as what it was, that may be true, but now you have more kids playing more of those 6 week things. And now they're just like consumed when you thread it all together throughout the year, they're consumed. There's just more kids playing more club sports, and therefore their schedules are more filled than what ours were. And I think generally that's bad. I think as you go into like individual cases, there's a lot of positive. I'm just saying the net result I don't think is ultimately a positive for kids. I don't think we're yielding anything that great. So even if they have a great coach, okay, cool. So they become really good at basketball. Great. That's like
But if they
one
love it,
very
it's just the kid
sliver.
exploring their interest. That's it.
Right, but okay, so the problem is because they're so consumed with these sports, they often don't have time to go and pursue other interests outside of athletics because it's like, well, I'm signed up for this, I'm signed up for that. So this becomes like a cultural problem in that it just like kids don't have that many opportunities. I would say things have gotten better. There's more, there's like robotics club. There's things out there for kids now that maybe didn't exist when we were kids, but it's so gung ho sports that we actually, they're not exploring. They're playing sports and they're essentially stuck playing sports and they don't have too much time for much else.
But you just
Maybe
said
they
there
like
was
playing in
kids who
community.
didn't have that opportunity to play sports back in our day because there wasn't as many teams and it was more elite to try out. And now you get kids who may not have had the opportunity to play interscholastic sports or competitive sports, and they do. And it's fun for them and it's healthy for them. And so I'm
I don't
not
think
saying
it's
it's all
healthy.
good.
I don't think it's
I
healthy.
think
Yeah.
if you're doing physical exercise, that's not healthy. So
Yeah,
like
youth intent, like you could play town leagues, you could play intramural leagues, you're
100%,
getting
you
the
could do a
same
bunch.
physical activity.
My point
The
is this is
idea
not
that
all
these
bad.
things, I didn't say it was all bad. I said it was a net negative. I said, in fact, when you go case to case, there's a lot of positive, is what I said. But what I'm saying is, generally speaking, we're closing opportunity for kids to explore things outside of athletics because we're taking up more of their time with athletics.
I'm
And
hearing you say on
I think that's a
Father's
big problem.
Day, with Father's Day coming, you're mad at dad because he had us do all this athletic stuff, and now you wish
I loved my experience. I will say that as I got a little bit older, I started to get annoyed that like, I'd want to like hang out with my girlfriend, but we'd be at like sports all weekend, so we'd be playing. So there were definitely like weekends where I'm like, oh, it would stink if you had like an 8 a.m. game and then you had to wait there because you were 4 hours away. You had to wait there for 5 hours for your next game. And it'd
that
be like
sounds exactly like what we're dealing with now, and by the way, kids, as they get into high school, they make choices, they explore other opportunities, and they stop playing a lot of club sports, like, I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm saying it's like, welcome to the conversation, it's been here for 30 years, and I don't know why it seems new to you now.
Who said it's new? I said I've been thinking about this a lot. Like it's not new. It's stuff that this is just the first time I'm talking about it on this podcast. But like I've felt this way for a while now, so I wouldn't say it's new. I just saying it's important to talk about because it is a problem. At least acknowledge it's a weird thing and it's a problem.
Well, I don't know if it's a societal problem. It can be tiring to an individual family. It can be costly, but it's also a choice that each individual family makes. You're the one who says we don't have a responsibility to set a certain price because the consumer has the choice to make. Isn't
And
this the
that's why
same
I'm so
thing?
perplexed that the market allows this. That's yeah, I told yes, that's how I feel.
So,
It's
but I guess my
crazy
point
that
is
all
some
all the paying customers are like, "Sure, we'll complain about this. This is nuts that we don't know our schedule till Thursday. We will sacrifice things over the weekend because we don't know what our weekend's going to look like, and as a result, we'll pay you thousands of dollars to do this." I think
But
in
again,
this
what are
case,
they
the market
sacrificing?
is
Time with their
foolish.
kids? Like, at the worst case of it, I get to go hang with my kids, watching them doing something they love. So that's the worst case. Now, granted, I don't love it anymore, but they do. So I'm investing in what they love. And so, like, I'm willing to go watch them play their sport or their thing. And if they told me that they didn't want to do it, I would happily, like, not sign them up for something else or like leave them scheduled free or whatever. So,
Yeah, there's
I
a
mean,
lot you can miss though by doing that. I understand. I'm not trying to degrade the quality time that you might get with one of your boys or both of your boys in this. I understand that it can still create a fun experience for your family. But there's also a lot of times where families have to split up to handle the logistics of it if they have multiple kids, that they have to give up other events that maybe like the kid can't go to a birthday party because they're at this game. But Joe's been quietly and patiently listening, and I'm sorry, Joe, what do you
I
want
think
to
we're
share?
way over time.
Yeah,
I
I love this
love
topic.
love listening to you guys argue. It's fantastic. It's fun, but let's uh let's jump this ship and move on to the wickedest pull of the week. Can we do that? Huh?
We can.
Well, do we have
All right.
time?
We're
Well, we got
way
to do it
over.
whatever. We're way over, but we got to fit it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we
Yeah.
so I'll intro it right now.
Yes.
Guess pull of the week.
Yay. All right.
All right. Mike just took off, so I guess I'm up first.
Yeah.
All right. So my wickedest poll of the week is ready to go in my current stream. I have a slam stream today. It's a Kobe Bryant NBA hoops slam card. It's
Mm.
probably the nicest slam card that exists in the 2 years of a set. Again, it's getting ready. I have to take a photo for you, Joe. But
Yes, please.
I purchased it. I didn't rip it. I got it on eBay. The card in value is anywhere from like $70, $80 in value. It's a non-hollow. It's like a base slam card. Um, but yeah, I would say that that's my wickedest pull of the week. Kobe Bryant slam.
Nice. Mike, what about you?
I have two.
Oh no.
Just do
And
one. Just do
no, no, no,
one.
no, no. It's
It's
all okay. Here's why. I'll be super, super quick.
okay.
This was a. Matt? Do you remember? I got mad at you when we were doing the Friday night Wicked Good pulls. Pack ripping,
Yeah.
and I said to you, the upper deck pack. Where is it? You stole it. I got upset. Do you remember
Yes.
that? I left it in my car by mistake. You didn't steal it, so
Oh, thank you.
sorry. Yeah,
It's
my bad.
okay.
But when I ripped it, right, because it was just there and it was meant for ripping, and I got not one, but I got two Jordans from that upper deck. So their
Wait,
base
from that
levels
singular pack?
from that one pack, I pulled
Whoa.
two
Oh, I
Jordans.
wish I stole it. I wish I
I
stole it.
know. So I got so was the 91-92 upper deck. So it was the all-star card of the Jordan, right? So I
That's
got
sweet.
that one, right? It's a base card, but it's still fun to get.
Low
And then
level,
I
but
got
I like how it's like exclusively like the graphic. It's like there's no
but I
other.
right.
Mhm.
I like it's a
Yeah.
good picture. It's definitely
Yeah.
like a cool
Yeah.
picture of Jordan doing his thing. And then the next one is the if you can read this, right? The stay in school, but on the back is Jordan reading the paper with the if you see the championship trophy there, right? So I got these two Jordans in the same pack, and it was very, very exciting. And so that's my
Which
wickedest
one do you
pull of
like
the
more?
week.
Which one do you like more? Hurry up. Which one?
The
Which one's
all
you pick?
Well,
the all-star.
I'm just gonna say the All Star.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's sweet.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Did you have you guys been online to see what your wickedest pulls of the week look like?
I did. I saw it with you because we didn't take a photo. I didn't do it right, so we have like a
Yeah.
fake graphic in its place. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. I'm having Gemini recreate your cards as though they were drawn in crayon by a 5-year-old.
That's
So,
amazing. And
yeah.
where do I see that? What's
So
the
go to
website?
wickedgoodpulls.com, and then you can pick at the top. There's a button called Pull of the Week,
Love
and
it.
you can go and you can vote. I think people, I'd like to get people. I'd like to get traffic on the site, and I'd like people to vote,
Mm.
and it's going to archive. So there'll be a declared winner at the end of the week. So
I like that it becomes competitive for no
yeah,
reason. I
yeah.
I
like
So
it.
know,
your
especially because it's going to change the way I
yeah,
select my wickedest poll because like
I know that's
I got
fine.
to see what people are choosing and then choose
Yeah.
based on what I think would win.
Yeah, but we need traffic. We need people to go there, and I haven't really been advertising it at all, so it is what it is. So I've been building it, so it's ready to go now, and I think people should go. So,
All
To
right, close
to
this
um,
out.
play us out, to close
okay.
it out though, can you do the whole song?
Oh no,
I
that's
think the
just gonna be
listeners,
just.
since we're already so over on time, play the whole song, play the whole song. Matt, you can even sign off. I just want to hear that whole song.
Well, how about I play the song for you after we sign out? We don't have to have it in here. I'll just play the outro. So I'm going to take us out right now.
There's a lot of
The
disappointed people.
wickedest pull
Of the week.
All right.
I love that. I love the outro better than the intro.
I know you
I
do.
hated it at first. I'm starting to like it. It's growing on me
Oh,
for sure.
it's sassy. It's sassy.
It is sassy. I was actually I was listening to the last episode with mom randomly. We were driving to a yard sale because that's what I do with my time. Um,
Mhm.
and we were listening to our episode, and Mike talked about how sexy the song was, and I just felt uncomfortable next to mom. I was just like, "Oh
Did I
God,
say sexy or?
yeah." You're like, "That song's so sexy," and I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
God," and
It
mom
is
just
though. I
laughed.
stand by
Yeah,
it. I stand by it.
yeah.
All
All
Okay,
right,
right.
boys.
boys.
I love you.
Love you
All
too.
right, love you both.
Bye.
Good
Coach
day,
Hoops.
sir. Retro ripping.
Coach Hoops.
This is you guys are pissing me off.
Bye.
Bye.
Good day, sir.